All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming at you with another hot take today. This time on why climbing needs a villain. Why we need someone to be controversial, keep the pros from getting too soft, and generally call people out on their bullshit. First and foremost, it is really fun. Talking shit is one of the most fun aspects of climbing, and you cannot tell me that saying something absolutely out of pocket about the climb or another climber is not extremely entertaining. A large part of why Magos got so famous, or at least was so popular with the 8-beat bros, was because of what he would say. Like, there's no other pro climber that would just like walk up to someone, like a complete stranger, and say, "You trying Goldfish Trombone? It's a V14? No, not you." Climbing is pretty boring to watch. All the videos of hard climbs are essentially the same. Chad went and found this climb one time and he was completely blasted. It's so sick. Here's the process, blah, blah, blah. And then throw in a couple shots of the North Face Puffy and you're good to go. You need a little spice in there. Like, watching climbing is like kind of like watching baseball or soccer. Like, it's, if you're a fan, it's interesting, but like you are inherently just like watching someone stand around for like 3 hours. And I don't know, talking shit is the most fun aspect of climbing, except for maybe climbing itself, and you can do it anywhere, anytime. You don't need to be in a boulder, you don't need to be outside. You need to be with your friends unless you have a camera set up in your house. Next is accountability. It's a word-of-mouth sport. While I don't believe that climbing grades are subjective, anyone can take any grade for any climb, and all you need to do is just say so. Like, grades are inherently on a spectrum, and like two things might get the same grade, but they're not the same difficulty. And like, unless you know, like someone that's uneducated or like ignorant of the climbs would just think that they're the same thing. Like Dictopia and Lucid Dreaming were like presumably the same grade for like a little while, and someone that wouldn't know would think that it's just as impressive to send Dictopia as it is to do Lucid, which is, I think, ridiculous. And someone, like, unless someone points that out and says so, like, you're not gonna know. And there are pro climbers unnamed in this video who pretty much exclusively do soft climbs or just actively lie about their sends. People that will just like seek out the easiest possible ones to like achieve fame and glory. And like, these people are like, people make money off this, and it's just like, I don't know, I just think people like that are it's just sort of like unworthy of the fame or the attention or like the sponsorships that you like get out of that. And like it's okay to like, in some sense it's okay to do that, but like, you need to get, someone needs to call them out for that. Like food is also presumably subjective, and like, just imagine if chefs were able to just say, like, I have 3 Michelin stars, or my food is the best in the world. Like, that's a bold claim, but like, you just saying that is not good enough to justify that. And there needs to be like some critical aspect or like some analytical eye on like what's going on to just say otherwise. More than one person is going to say that no matter what. Or even if it's only one person, it still might not be true. And someone needs to hold them accountable. Or at least make fun of them. Alphane is just going to stay V17 unless we say otherwise. Like, unless someone says otherwise. Like, there's been a lot of speculation that it's not. But officially it stays 17 until Will Bosey or Aiden Roberts or Sean or hopefully Nico Perlison comes forward and says 16. We all know it's not. There's been so much speculation. 3 people did it so fast. Like, you really think 17 on that one? And the mentality of like, you can't say anything about a climb unless you've sent it, just makes it really difficult to voice an opinion about these things and be taken seriously. But like, climbers spend so much time consuming media or like looking at climbs online, looking at videos, seeing who else has done it to like judge for themselves if they can do a climb. You cannot tell me that an average weekend warrior could not look at a climb and judge its difficulty solely based on its like internet presence or the media portrayals. Armchair climbers are almost always correct in their assessments of climbs, and I think someone that like is a professional or is very strong is only going to be better at that. And I think that like, just because you haven't done a climb does not mean that your opinion on it is not valid. And to anyone that says it's wrong to disparage others or call them out for being soft, or like point things out like this, if me simply pointing out that what you did was egregiously soft takes away your accomplishment, then what you had was not an accomplishment to begin with. Like, you need to be able to stand up to some scrutiny if you want to claim something really impressive. And I'm not talking about doing this to like your friends or people that just sort of like climb for fun, like, you know, like everyday climbers. Like, you know, that'd be pretty mean and uncalled for. Like, and climbing like that is fine, it's admirable, it's fun, it's enjoyable. But if you're posting to Instagram, if you have sponsors, if you're climbing at an elite level, you open yourself up to criticism, and you need to be willing to take it. You can't have it both ways. Like you cannot climb as a professional and make money and say, I'm just doing this for fun. I'm just doing it for the beauty of the sport. You need to be willing to listen to others when they voice their opinion about you. Like, no one's going to say shit about Griffin Whiteside because he doesn't do anything publicly. He climbs V16, and that's cool, but he doesn't get any attention. Like, he never posts anything, and even if you ask him what he's done, he's not going to tell you. Like, someone like that is not open to criticism, but, like, someone that climbs V16 and posts about it and sprays about it and makes money off of it, they are 100% open to criticism. Lastly is to steer the zeitgeist in some small way. The average uneducated like Gumby after-work climber is going to consume media like a sponge. Any god-awful dribble can be just spoon-fed to them to sell Subaru solutions or soft shells. I mean, like, the horror that is Real Rock only exists because we allow it to. But if a visible professional or elite climber like actually takes up the mantle and voices their opinions about like what's going on in climbing, we can hopefully just redirect the zeitgeist in at least a little bit away from Tommy and Alex Honnold doing some just like annual contrivance in the valley that no one cares about, and just point it towards like Drew or Sean doing the sickest new boulder that the world's ever seen. Because Gummies will see that and they'll be interested in it, and that'll bring corporate money and that'll redirect the attention. Mel and the growth of climbing YouTube in general has shown that there is an interest for this kind of thing, that beginners are interested in it, that it is like cool, and that they do have an interest in real hard climbing, and I think we should start driving beginners towards that direction. Anyway, moral of the story is I'm going to start publicly talking shit, and if you're mad that I call you out or that I say your project's soft, you had it coming. Also, you might want to examine your 8A scorecards before I go through them publicly and say everything you've ever done is soft.